Hey all you minties, this is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And join me today as I go over my top 10 most wanted, anticipated, essential, must-buy. Haven't really decided what I was going to call this video yet. Top 10 collected editions of the month of February of 2020. So please stay tuned. And welcome back everybody. Now before I get started, I wanted to say that this is just my list. This is all subjective, but this is what a lot of you all wanted me to make, a video on like the top 10 books I would buy this month. Whether they're trade paperbacks, whether they're omnis, whether they're manga, it doesn't matter. What would I pick out of this month as the top 10 must-buys or essentials to me? So that, like I said, this is my list. And everybody's is different. Now, I haven't really decided what I was going to call this yet, so you'll be surprised as I am when the title goes up. One thing I wanted to say is definitely James Bond by Warren Ellis. Omnibus would have been on this list. However, that looks like it's been pushed back to March. So thanks to a couple of you minties that mentioned that on my video that was coming out. And one other thing. I am so sorry. I left out my buddy Curtis's work that he's been, well, he has been restoring the art and doing the touch-ups on For Better or For Worse, the comic strips, and that is coming out this month, volume 4, and I need to get that. I need to get on all those, so I'm so sorry I left that out of the list. Now, as far as the top 10, again, this is my list. So, of course, you probably all know some of these. For me, it's going to be X-Men vs. Apocalypse, the 12 Omnibus. I've done an overview. I've talked about it. I think it's essential to an X-Men completist. If you're getting these in oversized hardcover, if you're getting these in Omni format, this is a must because it fills in that nice gap between Operation Zero Tolerance and X-Men Revolution. Of course, we still need things like the Magneto War, the Hunt for Xavier, the Trial of Gambit and all that stuff, but we'll get there, I'm sure. Eventually, it'd be nice to see all those in oversized hardcover or in Omni format. The next one up is Harleen. That is a hardcover. I love the artwork. It's Stefan Sajak, I believe is how he says his name. We've done a review of his series called Sunstone on Old Reader, New Reader. And yeah, I've always been a big fan of his artwork. So his run on Aquaman. But this stuff, I've been getting them in the single format, and it is gorgeous. I can't wait to have that in hardcover edition. Next up is Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Malik, Volume 2 Omnibus. And I say that because I know how much a lot of people have been wanting this reprint. You all asked for this reprint. And now that the first one came out, it seems to have gone out of stock. Just about everywhere. Not out of print, out of stock. Meaning that there's still some inventory left at the Diamond Warehouse, but it was selling so well that they ran out of stock. And I was a little worried because I'm pretty sure Volume 2 didn't have the exact same print run as the Volume 1 of the reprint. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Again, this list is not to scare anybody like, yo, go and buy this. No, not at all. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to give you all my my advice. Or the things that I would definitely get. Batman, The Dark Knight Detective, Volume 3. That is a trade paperback that is the post-Crisis on Infinite Earths Batman series. So it's the stuff that happens after Crisis, right after year 1. It's never been collected in collected editions. There's a few little stories here and there, but not in this chronological way. So I'm very excited for that one. It was canceled and then brought back in. So I'm hoping that they continue that and Cape Crusader. Both of them, one collecting Detective Comics and one collecting the Batman ongoing. Hopefully that'll mean one day we'll get an omnibus. Berserker Unbound hardcover. Not to be confused to Berserk, which is also published by Dark Horse, but Berserker Unbound, published by Dark Horse. It is Jeff Lemire writing and Mike Del Toro Jr. on artwork. I've not read this, but I cannot wait to read it because it looks so freaking up my alley. It's like, what if Conan had been transported here to New York City? I guess that's Beastmaster 2, huh? Yeah, anybody remember Beastmaster 2? Awesome, right? Marvel Masters of Suspense, Lee and Ditko Omnibus Volume 2. I'll be doing an overview of that on the channel next week. Love the first one. Fell in love with the first one. Was not expecting it to be that amazing and that much it was so easy to pick up and read because they're little 5-page stories just about, and they read like Twilight Zone stories, so they're perfect. I love the first one. I cannot wait for this one to come out. I've recorded the video, and I've been reading a lot of it since then, but it is, to me, just as good as Volume 1. So, Excalibur Epic Collection. Of course I had to put this on here. Cuirassar and Cuirassar. Am I saying that? Cuirassar and Cuirassar? Yeah, that's how you say it. Anyway, this is the stuff by Alan Davis after he returned. It's got artwork by not only Alan Davis, but Joe Madureira. This is the fun years of Excalibur before everything was about to get really serious. Pretty much with Alan Davis ending up leaving the book, and then Scott Lobdell coming in, and then eventually Warren Ellis making it a little bit darker. But this was, to me, was the fun years of Excalibur. And anybody that was reading Excalibur, this was a breath of fresh air compared to the seriousness that was going on in the other X titles, like Uncanny XMen, XMen, X Factor, and then eventually X-Force, of course. All that stuff. This was just what I like to call the fun X title at the time. This one you could probably tell was going to be on my list. Of course, Wonder Woman by Gail Simone, Omnibus. So I have been waiting for a Gail Simone Omnibus for a long time. Really thought it was going to be Birds of Prey or Secret Six, but hey, DC is actually going to give us a Wonder Woman by Gail Simone Omnibus this month. So that is one that I'm not going to miss. Collecting her entire run. And her run was solid. I believe she took over after, was it Alan Heinberg? Can't remember who exactly. They took a long time writing, and then Jodi Picoult took over the book, and then it just wasn't working out, and then they got Gail to come in and fix everything. And of course, how can I not talk about this? I've done an overview of it. I push this book all the time. I've been pushing it since Volume 1. Berserk, Volume 4, the deluxe edition. Perfection. Oh man, this will end, I've said it before, this ends on the 12th volume, because the deluxe editions are 3 in 1, so this ends on the 12th volume of the story, and a lot of people I know are going to go out and just buy Volume 13, because it is that good. It is that solid. I am serious. It's wonderful. So, just remember that it is Berserk. You can quote me on it. I promise the sales of Volume 13 are going to peak up, because nobody's going to want to wait until just a few more months to get Volume 5, because it's that good of a cliffhanger. And taking us to the final one, this is one that I really enjoyed. We've did a reviews in a flash on it, and this is Weatherman, Volume 2. I'm so excited for that book. Love the first one. It comes out the last week of the month, and I can't wait to read it, because if you like anime, if you like video games, and you grew up with that era of the 90s stuff, there's so many throwbacks to that kind. And what was the series called? Aeon Flux on Liquid Television, if you know what I'm talking about. This to me was a sleeper hit. I had never heard of it, but thanks to my buddy Darkstar916, sent us a copy of it. Wonderful, loved it. So I'm excited for Volume 2, hoping to have the same kind of effect that the first volume had on me. This episode is sponsored by CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you mentees, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. That's the 10 that I would choose out of this month. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I will keep doing it every month. This was suggested by a few of my subscribers. But yeah, just let me know if you enjoyed me talking a little bit about why I would choose these over everything else. By the way, just like everything else, choosing top 10 is so difficult for me, because I want to go back and give honorary mentions and things like that. But just keeping it to top 10. Hit like, subscribe. We're on Patreon. We're on Redbubble. Don't forget to check us out on our social media. We have a contest right now where I'm giving away some Omni, so check that out. That contest ends next Friday on February 7th, so keep that in mind. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.